Hello, we'll be starting the live stream in some time. Just give us a moment. Meanwhile, as people are just joining in, as people are joining in, we will start our session. Hi, Praveen. Hi, Kranti. Thanks for joining. Some more people are joining us in some time. Just let's give them 2 minutes and we will start our streaming. Hello, Shiva. Hello. God bless you guys. One more minute for people who are just joining us, and I'll get started. So, a very warm welcome to each one of you. Today's session is going to revolve around requirements. As you must have seen the banner, it's a requirements masterclass. But we'll first start with the problem area, the business problem, the solution, and then we move on to the requirements. Okay. For people who are meeting me for the first time, my name is Sajana Binil. I'm the business analysis coach and I help people from non-IT move into the IT business analyst role. So I coach them on the business analysis concepts and ensure that they have the right knowledge, skills that are required to perform the business analyst role. Okay, so that's in short about my profile. Let me quickly start off with today's session. So, like I said, today we are going to start with how a BA solves a business problem, and then we move on to the requirements. For that, it is very, very essential that you understand what is the BACCM framework. Okay, now BACCM framework is something that you'll find in BA Business Analyst Body of Knowledge. For people who are already IAB certified, you must be aware of this book. That book is published by IABA, and I'm going to today present the BACCM framework. And when you look at the framework, you will it sums up the business analyst profile and what exactly you are supposed to do on that role. You know, so let me just share my screen, and you will see a visual representation of the BACCM framework. Now, this is coming from BOC. This diagram is coming from BABOC. Let me share it once again. Yeah. Now, what is BACCM framework? BACCM stands for Business Analyst Core Concept Model. Okay, that's the full form. Business Analyst Core Concept Model. Now, you will see three triangles over here, blue triangles, and three orange triangles that are inverted. Okay, and we are going to understand the meaning of all of this. And when you understand the meaning of this BACCM framework and what is expected to do, you will understand the kind of value that we bring to the table. Okay, so let's first go with the orange inverted triangles. So it starts with a need, which means the customers who approach us always have a need. Need is equal to problem or opportunity. Hmm? Everyone type in the chat window P or O, problem or opportunity. So your customer might be experiencing a certain business problem. That's the reason he has approached you, or he might be chasing an opportunity for which he needs your help. So that's how we have to understand this business need. So our customers approach us with a business need, and as a BA, we need to articulate the right solution that can solve that problem. Okay, so that's how the need connects to the solution. So as a BA, we give them a solution that can solve their business problem. We will see this with the help of a case study, but for now, be with me and understand this concept. Okay, so we have the business need and we have the other triangle, which is the solution. So the solution solves the business need, right? And the solution that we offer to our customer, we have to ensure that it gives maximum value or benefit to him. That means if you are giving a solution to someone, and if that solution is not giving him any benefit, naturally he's not going to buy it for you, right? Naturally he's not going to take it. So as BAs, it's very, very essential for us to ensure that a solution gives maximum benefit to our customer. Hmm? That's how these three inverted triangles connect. Our customers have a business need, and we as business analysts articulate solutions that can solve those business needs. And those each of those solutions should give maximum value or benefit to the customer. Okay. Now let's go to the blue triangles. Change. When we are talking about a solution and a solution that gives value to the customer, obviously that solution is going to bring about a change in his organization, isn't it? You might be implementing a new automated system which might automate his claim processing division, or any other business process. You might be automating some business process, or might you might be improving some business process, streamlining some processes. Each of that, whatever is your solution, whatever is the solution that you're offering to the client, it is but obvious that it will bring about some changes in his organization, changes in the way he's currently doing things, right? So that's the change triangle. That means change is transformation. Hmm? To mark these words, guys, change is equal to transformation. So every solution that we roll out to our customer, the solution brings about a change in the way he is currently doing things. And obviously, as part of this change, there are stakeholders. So many stakeholders who are involved in that change. Stakeholders from the customer side, stakeholders from your side, your project team, and you yourself as a business analyst. We are all stakeholders. So wherever there is a change, there are stakeholders involved who are either directly or indirectly impacted by the change, right? This is how you have to understand. So that means it connects to the next triangle of stakeholders. And then comes the final triangle, context. What does that mean? Context is equal to circumstances. This is very important to remember, guys. Write in the chat window, context is equal to circumstances. You will see there are always circumstances that influence a particular change. The same thing happens in our life as well, right? Here we are talking about an organization embarking in a on a change initiative, But the same thing happens in our lives also, right? Whenever there's a change, there are some circumstances that influence that change. So that circumstances can be anything. It can be competition. It can be getting into a new geography, penetrating a new market, or um, it might be a circumstance where a particular behavior of a particular stakeholder influenced that particular change. So behaviors, attitudes, uh, new market approach, go to market approach, or it might be digitizing the entire plan of automating the entire processes within the organization. There might be some circumstances due to which circumstances that influence that change. That is context. So net, when you put all of this together, needs, solution, value, changes, everything together, you get the definition of a business analyst, and the definition that's indicated in BACCM. Take a look at this. So in BACCM, it's stated that business analysis is the practice of enabling change in an enterprise by defining needs and recommending solutions that deliver value to the stakeholders. So you see how beautifully all these components connect with each other, right? That means you, as a BA, you are a change enabler. BA is equal to change enabler. Type in the chat window, change enablers. We are change enablers, guys. We bring about a change in the organization. That's the reason our role in the project is so vital. We are the people who drive the project delivery. And that's the reason when organizations hire BA, they do a lot of scrutiny. They ensure that they are hiring the right candidate. Because, like I always say in my workshops, requirements for a project is the heart of the project. Okay, if requirements go wrong, the entire project fails, because your technical team will end up building a product that's not matching the customer's expectation. Okay, so understand this definition, very important. From the interview per se also, if you give the interviewer a perspective that as a business analyst you will be enabling a change in the organization, and you'll be responsible for identifying that business need and recommending a solution that gives maximum value to the organization, uh, the interviewer will net understand that you totally understand this particular profession. Okay. Everyone clear so far? Type CL in the chat box if you are clear on this. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. Now let's look at this with the help of a case study. Take a look at this case study, guys, and I'll explain this in some time. Now, we have taken a case study of a large insurance company that offers multi-channel access to its customers through contact centers, the branch offices, and also the internet. Okay. Now, the client's existing claim processing system is a legacy system and has several challenges. What's a claim processing system, guys? Each one of you might be having your insurance policies, right? And you might be paying annual premium over the insurance policies. Whenever you have an emergency in the family, you put in a claim, right? Once you have paid up the medical bills, you put in a claim with the supporting documents. Some of you might be doing it through your company, or some of you might have bought it personally, outside the company. Whatever is your policy, but the claim system, the claim procedure remains the same. So most of these insurance companies, the entire claim processing happens through a very huge claim processing system, where the claim goes through several stages. Okay, so this particular insurance company had a legacy claim processing system, and it had several challenges. Now, over a period of time, the company had grown enormously, but they were adjusting with the same claim processing system, due to which there were several issues now arising. You see in the bulleted list, some of the issues are listed, but this is not the only issue. Number one, the screens did not capture all the information required for the claim officers to approve the claim. So, like I said, over a period of time, the company had grown and they had rolled out several insurance products, and the system was pretty old, and the screens did not capture adequate information that's required to approve a particular claim. So half of that information had to be stored by the claim officers in Excel sheets or paper-based documents. So that was one of the cases. Claim settlement was manual. That means checks once the claim has been verified and the settlement is triggered. The checks for the settlement were issued to policyholders. Manual checks were issued. Now the company wanted to automate it. They wanted to do online payment for all their customers so that they can keep track of all the payments, right? So there were several misses. When you do things in a manual way, there are a lot of human errors, and tracking is not that efficient then. Usability of the existing system was also poor, and it took very long time for claim officers to search and investigate the claims. The vendor supporting the system withdrew support, and they were now offering paid support at a very large price. Customer complaints were rising constantly. Why? Because there was long wait time to process their claims. So more and more customers were getting agitated when other insurance companies are processing their claims faster. This was one insurance company who's taking such a long time to process the claims. So naturally, what do you think will happen? Eventually, customers will move with other insurance companies, right? Other insurance companies where the process is much more streamlined. How many of you agree with it? Type agree in the chat box. If your company is giving a long wait time to its customers, will customers stay with that company? No. In today's generation, nobody has patience to wait for several months to get their claim money. So this was the problem. Now, the solution came as a new system. So an entirely new system was designed for this particular company, which gave them an end-to-end policy management system, the claim processing system, and the entire system was automated, you know, right from the policies, the at the time of issuing the policies, the different steps that are done to get the insurance quotes, and then you know the insurance policy goes for underwriting. So the entire end to end process was automated for this particular client. And the claims system, the claims procedure, which itself was fraught with a lot of challenges. The company so far was adjusting with this old system, but now uh, in with the new policy administration system, it handled the end to end, issuing of new policies to its customers, plus the existing policies where claims were put in by the customers, processing those claims in minimum time. All of that was done. It A lot of integration work was also done in terms of integrating it with 17 other systems as well as external data providers. Now when it comes to integrating with different external systems and all, I will have a separate session where I'll talk more about interface analysis, different upstream downstream applications. So right now, just be with me and understand that all the applications that we currently work with, they are not working in silos, they are working in an integrated fashion. So applications are constantly receiving or sending data to other systems. So this particular end-to-end solution that was rolled out for this insurance company was integrated with several other external data providers. It also supported multi-currency and multi-jurisdiction. So you know that insurance laws, regulations vary from geography to geography. Okay, based on that, based on specific rules or laws that are prevalent in a particular geography, you have to sometimes capture additional information from the customer. So all of that was taken care of, and data migration, massive data migration activity was initiated to, of course, migrate all the previous claims, the old claims that were there in the old system. So the new system gave a lot of benefits to the customer in terms of streamlining their end-to-end claim processing system, automating the claim settlement, which was manual. Now all online payments were done to policyholders, and where the organization also could keep track of how much of payment has gone to which customer, and all of that. Reports could be generated out of the settlement that has gone out. Also, the system could was integrated system was integrated with their internet, their website, their portal. So people could put in their claim through the portal, or they could visit their branch office, and a support person could use the same system to log a claim on behalf of that policy holder. So different channels were integrated, their website, their branch offices, and everything. All of these claim data came into one central repository. Okay, so that helped them streamline everything and remove that chaos that they were under. Slowly and steadily, they saw a very good improvement in customer satisfaction rating. Customers were like now happy. Okay, I put in the claim just a few days ago. I put in the claim, and my claim was processed and got my settlement on time. Okay, so that's an example of a business problem, a solution, and how a automated system offered value to the stakeholders of that organization. Now, for people who are transitioning into a business analyst role, one of the predominant question you might be having is what kind of skills are required in this role. Some of you have posted some questions. Okay, so you might be coming from a recruitment background or a sales background, or you might be a banker, coming from an insurance organization. You will bring to table several you will be bringing along with you several transferable skills, and it's very essential for you to understand what are those transferable skills. Okay, because of these transferable skills, guys, because you have these transferable skills, that's the reason you are considered for a business analyst position. And many of you have this question in mind that my previous role is not that of a business analyst, will anybody give me an opportunity? So this is the answer to that question. You need to sit down and identify which is that transferable skill that you bring to the table. And you, in your current role also, you might be performing several business analysis activities. It's only that you are not aware of. As you keep coming to my sessions more and more, as you keep following me for these contents, you will realize that several of these business analysis activities that I'm talking about, you're already doing in your current role. So your role might not be of a BA, but business analysis activities are done in other roles as well. The only difference is you might not be building a solution, you might not be building a software. Okay, in IT, our solution is a software. In your current role, the solution might be something else, right? For example, a sales and marketing person, if he moves into a business analyst role, there are a laundry list of transferable skills he brings to the table. For example, he has excellent communication skills, right, which can be used in a BA's role. Client handling skills goes without saying for a sales and marketing scene. Communication and client handling skills, problem solving skills. They are constantly understanding what is the problem the market is facing, what are the market dynamics, what are the needs of the market, what are the customers' needs. So problem assessment they are already doing in their current role. So as a sales guy, you might be having very good presentation skills. You might be having facilitation, negotiation skills. Again, transferable. If you are leading a team, you have people management skills, leadership skills. Again, transferable to a business analyst role. So whatever is your role, try to map these whether you are utilizing any of these skills in your current role. Okay, that is a simple formula. That is a simple formula to understand how you can open doors into the business analysis profession, how you can actively migrate into a business analyst role. Because in the interviewer, this is in the interview, you need to give this level of confidence to the interviewer, where you know, if you are facing the question as to why are you applying for a business analyst role, you need to highlight these transferable skills that you bring to the table, which is something a business analyst also has, which is something a business analyst actively utilizes during project delivery. Okay. Now we will move on to requirements. Okay, let's take a now. This is going we are going to get a little into the activity zone right now, because be very attentive. I'm going to ask you to identify some types of requirements. So while I'm explaining these requirements, be very attentive and try to understand what are these types of requirements. Then we'll have an activity where you can identify these requirements and tell me what it is. So what's your understanding of a requirement? Let me just show this. So, a requirement essentially is a condition or capability to which a system should adhere to. Okay, let me put it in a very simple way. Take a look at some of the examples. Users should be able to search for a product from the product catalog. System should send a reminder email to all managers. System should load the home page in not more than 10 seconds. These are all examples of requirements. So when we think about requirement, remember, requirement is nothing but a capability. Okay, when you go to the Amazon website, you search for a product, you're using their search engine. Search engine is a capability that website has. So everyone write in the chat window, guys, requirement is equal to capability. Requirements can should not be confused with a business need. Hmm? Business need is the problem statement, and requirements are capabilities that are built to solve that problem. This is how we have to see. So our journey in business analysis world starts with a business need, and then comes the requirements. So when you go to Amazon website, each and every functionality that you see on the Amazon website, like the search engine, the filters, the sorting, or the account creation, sign in and sign up, all of that are nothing but requirements. Now, when it comes to requirements, there are different types of requirements. I want you to take a pen and paper and note this down, guys. What are the different types of requirements? Note this down quickly. First type of requirement. Can anyone tell me what is the first type of requirement? Type in the chat window. First type of requirement is business requirement. BR. Type in the chat window BR. It's very essential for you to remember all of this. So, business requirements are high level requirements of what the organization actually wants. Okay. So, you'll see business requirements given by your client are often written in the form of business goals. Like, for example, uh, a company might be wanting to streamline their internal business processes or improve their customer satisfaction ratings. Okay, for that, they are embarking on an initiative, they are starting a particular project. So business requirements will detail out those high level business goals that the organization plans to achieve. Now, when you read business requirements from the customer side, there are a lot of questions come to your mind. Okay, Business requirements, since it's written on a very high level, it's not clear, guys. Can technical team consume the business requirements? No, they cannot. That's the reason we are there. So if business requirements can be directly consumed by the technical team, a business analyst would not be required, right? So business requirements have to be converted into something called as functional, non-functional requirements for the technical team to understand how to build the system. After business requirements, there is another type of requirement called as stakeholder requirements. Okay, stakeholder requirements define the exact needs of a particular stakeholder and how they interact with the solution. Okay, so that means they come in between the business requirement and the solution requirements. So let's say in a project you are interacting with multiple stakeholders from different business unit. So you have the people from HR, finance. They are all the key stakeholders in the application that you are building. Okay, each of those stakeholders will give their need or their requirement for that particular project. Those are called as stakeholder requirements. Requirements coming from different stakeholders in the project are stakeholder requirements. Now, functional requirements. What are functional requirements? Functional requirements essentially specifies something the system should do. Yes. So, like I already mentioned, business requirements have to be converted into functional requirements for your technical team to understand, right? That's the reason a functional requirements is a very detailed requirement. It's not high level like business. So if as a BA, if we are writing a functional requirement, we have to give complete details of what the screen will display, what kind of input it will take, and what kind of output it will display, and what are the business rules with that will be triggered, validations. Everything has to be documented. That's the reason you will see in a BRD, the business requirement might be just 2, 3 sentences given by the customer, 2, 3 sentences. The same business requirement, when a BA writes an FRD, you will see the 2, 3 sentences then becomes 2 pages, sometimes 2 pages. So take a look at this. Some example given over here. You can see. So functional requirements will specify a behavior or function. For example, display the name, total size, available space, and format of the flash drive. It's just a format, just a single line functional requirement given over there. So let's say I have to explain what information has to be captured for this USB port. Okay, and I had a requirement gathering session with the client, and the client told me for this USB port the following information has to be gathered. So in my functional requirements I will write, okay, the screen should display the name, the total size, the available space, the format, and everything. Okay, whereas business requirements never have these details, guys. Business requirement will only indicate that the system should display enough information about the flash drives that's connected to the USB port, and it will detail out why. So, yes, a very important point before I forget, business requirements always answer the question why. So, BR equal to Y. Type that in the chat window. BR is equal to Y. And functional requirements answer the question what. So FR equal to what? Remember, this is a very quick way of remembering. FR equal to what has to be displayed. And then we have non-functional requirements. Non-functional requirements are also called as quality attributes, quality characteristics, or quality attributes. For example, the performance, the scalability, capacity, availability, the maintainability, data integrity, all of these are examples of non-functional requirements. So, for example, if you have a meeting with the customer and the customer tells you the homepage of the website should not take more than 3 seconds to load. I'm very particular about it. It should not take more than 3 seconds. What he's doing is he's giving you a non-functional requirement. So in my FRD, I will indicate, I will put it under the non-functional section. I will write that the home page should not take more than 3 seconds to load. Similarly, if he says that X number of users will be accessing the website at the same time, so I will put in the, as an BA, I will mention in the BRD that around 10,000 concurrent users, suppose that's the figure that he has given me, around 10,000 concurrent users will be accessing the portal at a given point of time. Yes. So these kind of requirements are non-functional requirements, which are quality attributes: performance, scalability, browser compatibility, device compatibility. Customers indicate that which browsers their application should work with: Chrome, Mozilla, Edge. It is very essential for a BA to focus on non-functional requirements also. In several website development projects, it so happened that we were completely focused on functional requirements and we forgot to ask the customer which browsers are his preferred browsers, and uh, which are the browsers we need to make the system compatible with. As a result, after we rolled out the website, it went into production, went live. Then business users started reporting issues. Some of the users belonging to a particular geography used Edge as their browser, and they all started reporting issues. They started saying that this application does not work in our laptops. And when we saw their screenshot, we figured out, oh, it's the browser compatibility. It's not the laptop issue, but it's the browser compatibility that's impacting the screens. Now, if this was captured at the requirement phase, it would have saved the development team a lot of work. But because it was detected after the website went live, the team had to spend another 1 month in reformatting the same web pages in order to make it compatible to Edge, because the pages looked great in Chrome, but it did not work in Edge at all. It was all broken in Edge. Some of you who are already BAs, you must have experienced this. When compatibility testing is not done, this it's a huge risk, because then your project need to put in extra hours to fix it in the other device or other browser. That's the reason non-functional requirements are very important. Now there is the last category of requirements, which is called the transition requirements. What is transition requirements? Transition requirements are requirements where you are transitioning from an old application to a new application. So let's say your client already has an old application, legacy application, just like the case study I showed you for the claim processing system. So old application is already there, and now you have built a new application for him. Before the new application takes over, you need to migrate all the data that is there in the old system. Now, migration of that data, cleansing of those records, everything falls under transition requirements. Okay. So these requirements are no longer required once the transition is complete. Remember that. So in one particular project where we were doing this kind of a transition, I remember I had to spend significant amount of time with the client in the requirements meeting, just understanding transition requirements, because it was a large migration that we were doing. And because the volume of records that were impacted were around 20,000 records, we had to be very careful to ensure that the migration is does not break anywhere, and we are able to take care of all the nitty gritties involved. So together with the customer, I wrote several business rules, because the customer also wanted to do some amount of data cleansing. So the customer told us that lot of data residing in their old system is bad data. Okay, and when they are moving to the new system, they don't want to carry the bad data along with them. So we had to put in significant effort to understand from the customer what will he qualify as a bad data. What kind of data has to be removed, what kind of data has to be modified. Some of the data, he told us, that should not be removed, but it has to be modified by adding a new ID or some identification. He gave us the specifications. So this data migration activity that we engaged for this in this project was a huge activity, because we wrote business rules in the FRD. Those business rules were picked up by the development team, and our development team wrote scripts in the back end, due to which the data migration, data cleansing activity plus data migration activity were running parallelly. Okay, so because it was a large scale migration, we choose to do the migration first in a pre-prod server. Okay, so we had a staging server. I told the customer that because it's 20,000 records that are getting impacted, let's first do it in a staging server, and I will run some tests to see if the migration was successful, if the data cleansing was successful, did we lose some records, or are the records getting modified in the correct way. So we did that. This is something that you can do in your projects also. If you are under a, if you are executing a large scale migration, ensure that you have a staging server, so that you don't run all the scripts and then figure out, okay, there was some amount of data loss. So it's always good to be take appropriate action, preventive actions, so that there are no failures. So we had a staging server where we checked everything, and once we were very sure that this migration script works well and it's able to migrate all the 20,000 records with all the rules that have been outlined, then we decided upon the release date, and that particular date we ran the migration script to migrate all the records from the old system to the new system. So that's transition, guys. Transition involves data migration, data cleansing, all of that is transition. So remember, let me just brush up these types of requirements that I mentioned. BR is equal to business requirements, FR is equal to functional requirements, NFR equal to non-functional requirements, TR is equal to transition requirements. Now I'm going to show you some requirements, and I want you to identify the type of requirement it belongs to. Okay, just give me a moment. Let me bring up the slide. Yes. Complete this activity, and you will be very thorough about this particular session that we did about identifying requirements. Complete this activity, guys. Take a look at this screen that I'm sharing. Type in the chat window, type in the chat window, what is the type of requirements? The first requirement: system downtime shall not exceed 2 hours. What type of requirement is it? You can write the abbreviations: BR, FR, NFR, TR. Which one? System downtime shall not exceed 2 hours. Great. Yes, that's correct. NFR. Improve student registration. So now we go to question number 2. Question 2. Improve student registration experience. What do you think? BR, FR, NFR, TR? Good, Flora. BR. Let's see. Question number 3. System shall check if students meet prerequisites before enrolling for a course. The system shall check if a student meets prerequisites before enrolling for a course. Yes, it's a FR because it's a business rule. Business rules are a part of FRs. Then we have question number 4. The system shall store the name, description, price, and prerequisites of a course. Yes, that's correct. It's a FR. Now, let's look at this. Question number 5. All existing paper-based student profiles should be available in the new system. All existing paper-based student profiles should be available in the new system. Question number 5. It's TR, transition requirement. Transition requirement. That one was tricky. Then we have the next one. Take a look at this next screen. So question number 6. Increase student registration. Question number 6. A university aims to increase student registration by X amount. What can be that as an example of? BR, that's correct. Question 7. System shall not allow students to register for more than one course for the same schedule. System shall not allow students to register for more than one course for the same schedule. Yes, it's an FR. Yes, correct. Okay, now let's look at this one. Question 8. System shall convert 5-digit student ID to 7-digit student ID. 5-digit student ID to 7-digit student ID. No, this is one is again tricky. Okay, I think Madhav got it first. Yes, it is a TR. Then we have question number 9. System shall time out user sessions after they have been inactive for 10 minutes. After they have been inactive for 10 minutes. Yes, it's NFR. Again, tricky. Why is it an NFR, guys? Try to understand why is it an NFR? Because this is a security requirement. Session timeout. Why do we keep session timeout? We keep session timeout so that our application is more secure and nobody tries to get into the system while the user is away. Last one. Question 10. System shall disable all user ID after 5 failed login attempts. System shall disable a user ID after 5 failed login attempts. Very easy now. Yes, again NFR. Again a security feature. This is a security feature again. Great. We got a good level of engagement in that particular activity. That's So that's all for today's session, guys. In today's session, my aim was to make you understand problem and the solution that business analyst articulates, and a requirement in terms of what are the types of requirements. Okay, what are the types of requirements? So in the next session, we'll bring about a business analysis technique. I will announce it ahead of time so that you get advanced notifications, and we will meet you for the next YouTube live very, very soon, within a week. Till that time, keep following me for more content on business analysis. And I will, before I leave, let me give you the website URL, our website URL. And most of you are already a part of my YouTube channel, so you know our YouTube channel. This is our website URL. So thank you so much. Good night, and people joining from US, have a nice day. It's morning over there. Thank you so much. Bye bye. God bless you.